Modern BCS tiller boxes can be operated with two different types of tines, universal and rental. The universal tine is slightly thinner, narrower, and longer than the rental tines, which are a bit thicker, wider, and shorter in length, but rest assured that either tine will reach the same tilling depth. This is achieved because the rental tines use the outer 10mm bolt holes on the securing flange versus the universal tines, which are stacked and use the inner bolt pattern with the 8mm bolts. When replacing your tiller's universal tines with rental tines, the first step is to use two 13mm wrenches or socket and remove the two 8mm bolts that secure the back of the tiller hood. Fold the hood forward. On one side of the gearbox, remove the 8mm bolts that secure the tines to the tine holder, a process that will release the holders as well. When completed, you will be left with an inner tine holder that is attached to the gearbox and one or two unattached tine holders, depending on the width of your tiller. Pass the four 30mm length bolts up through the holes in the square end of one tine holder. Turn the assembly to the horizontal position and pass the bolts through the corresponding 8mm holes in the inner bolt pattern on the inner tine holder. Secure with the self-locking nuts and, using a pair of 13mm wrenches or socket, tighten to 17 foot-pounds. Repeat this process with the remaining tine holder using the 25mm length bolts, and discard the unused 35mm length bolts. Next, divide your new tines into two groupings, left-hand tines and right-hand tines. Holding the tines upright with the somewhat sharp edge pointed away from you and the wider side towards you, the left-hand tine bends to the left and the right-hand tine to the right. Notice on the table that we have taken 10 of the 20 tines that comprise the replacement kit for a 26-inch tiller and created three groupings. Two groupings are made up of two rights and two lefts, and the last group is made of two lefts. The remaining two rights will make up this last group when swapping out tines on the left side of the gearbox. We'll start with a group of 4 for the innermost holder. Attach each tine, in alternating sequence, left, then right, with the 10mm bolts, washers, and nuts, then hand tighten. When finished, the bolt configuration should look just so. Follow the same procedure in fastening the next group of 4 tines. On the outermost group of tines for the 26-inch tiller, only 2 tines are used, both of which face inward and are fastened with the 10mm bolts. Repeat this entire procedure on the opposite side of the gearbox. Check to make sure that all tines are properly arranged, and part of the proper arrangement is that the tines that are turned inward toward the gearbox do not have an inward-facing tine in the exact same position on the opposite side of the gearbox. Then make sure the 8mm bolts securing the holders are tightened to 17 foot-pounds, and the 10mm bolts securing the tines are tightened to 37 foot-pounds. And now, you're ready to reinsert the two 8mm bolts needed to secure the hood. Tighten securely the rear bolt that secures the hood strap to the rear bracket, but do not fully tighten the bolt that connects the depth control handle and central knife. Allow just enough freedom of motion that the handle can move forward and backward. In conclusion, please know that we welcome your feedback and questions. To contact us about the content of this short video, please call 888-224-4271 or email info@bcsamerica.com. Thank you.